Welcome to World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you value clear, calm, and fact-based global reporting, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. Today's report focuses on a dramatic political development. Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Machado's recent departure to Oslo, a move that she and her supporters describe as necessary for her safety and political survival. Maria Machado, a prominent Venezuelan opposition figure, has long been at the forefront of efforts to challenge the authoritarian government in Caracas. Known for her advocacy of democratic reforms, her public criticism of the regime has made her a prominent target for political reprisals. In recent months, the legal environment in Venezuela grew considerably more hostile, with authorities pursuing charges that her supporters say were politically motivated, aimed at silencing dissidents and dismantling opposition leadership. Against this backdrop, Machado made the difficult decision to leave Venezuela altogether. Rather than face further persecution, arrest, or the threat of indefinite detention, she chose to seek security abroad. Her route ultimately led her to Oslo, Norway, a country with a strong record of providing asylum to political refugees and offering a platform for international advocacy. The journey was not straightforward. It required careful planning, international cooperation, and navigating complex aviation and diplomatic channels to avoid interception by Venezuelan authorities or allied security services. Machado's supporters have described the escape as both a personal necessity and a political statement, underlining that the current climate in Venezuela makes meaningful democratic engagement impossible for those who dissent. Once in Oslo, Machado received assurances of safety from Norwegian officials. Her presence there shifts not only her personal circumstances, but also the locus of Venezuelan opposition activity from a domestic struggle to one that increasingly plays out on the international stage. This transition reflects a broader pattern in authoritarian contexts, where internal opposition figures are forced to seek protection abroad, often becoming more prominent voices in exile. Machado's case illustrates the profound challenges facing political activists in Venezuela today. While opposition movements remain active, the legal environment, media restrictions, and security pressures have dramatically constrained their ability to operate within national borders. Her decision highlights just how acute the risks have become for prominent critics of the regime. The international reaction to Machado's departure has been mixed, but broadly supportive of her right to safety. European governments, human rights organizations, and international observers have reiterated their concern about the shrinking political space within Venezuela and the need for democratic safeguards. Machado's asylum in Oslo sends a powerful symbolic message about the extent to which authoritarian governments can push dissent beyond their own borders. For Venezuela, the loss of a high-profile opposition leader to exile raises critical questions about the country's political future. While some analysts worry that important figures working from abroad may lose touch with grassroots realities, others argue that exile can amplify the opposition's message and bring greater global attention to human rights abuses. Oslo, as a regional hub for peace negotiations and international diplomacy, may now become a base for renewed advocacy and coordination. The United States has also been drawn into discussions about Machado's situation. American officials, lawmakers, and policy experts have weighed in on her departure, framing it within broader debates about U.S. sanctions, diplomatic pressure on Venezuela's government, and strategies to support democratic movements in the region. Machado's escape highlights how internal political repression in one country can quickly become a subject of transnational policy concern. There are deeper implications for global norms on asylum and political refuge. Machado's case underscores an ongoing dilemma: how the international community balances respect for national sovereignty with the moral imperative to protect individuals whose lives and liberties are threatened by political persecution. Ukraine, Syria, Belarus, and many other countries have seen similar patterns, where opposition figures seek safety abroad and continue their activism from exile. For advocates of democracy and human rights, Machado's journey is both a cautionary tale and a call to action. It reflects the real cost of dissent in authoritarian systems, where legal instruments are employed to suppress opposition and shrink civic space. It also demonstrates the essential role that international protections play in preserving space for political expression and resistance. In the coming months, Machado's words and actions from Oslo are likely to continue shaping international discourse about Venezuela's crisis, serving as both a critique of the regime's repression and a reminder that democracy's defenders often make immense personal sacrifices in its pursuit. Thank you for watching this report on world news by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you found this analysis valuable, please subscribe and leave a comment with your thoughts. Independent reporting and global awareness help us all understand the human and political stakes behind these stories. Stay informed, stay thoughtful, and see you in the next update.